It's election day, November 5th. And here in the United States, we have a major presidential election happening, around which there has been an enormous amount of activity and an enormous amount of angst. Today, there is a new human design transit that begins, which we will be diving into. And I just want to state, so that you know, that I am not in favor of the conflict energy that has been super active among the election. And I think I see it on all sides. It doesn't matter who it is. They're all talking about fighting, and they're all talking about fighting each other and fighting for what they believe in. And I'm not in favor of that conflict fighting energy. I think this is something that we are and we need to be evolving out of. This is not to say a particular thing about a particular candidate or party. It's more about the quality of the energy that we have been in for a long time. It's part of the energy of empire, which we are evolving out of. And so I just want to let you know, if you're here in the United States or if you're voting in the US, I encourage you to vote, not to abstain, and to participate. I do believe in democracy. I do believe that we need to have a way where more people are included. I don't think it's going to happen ultimately inside of the system that we currently have, and that we need to evolve our system. So that's my perspective, and I honor your perspective, and let's see what the Human Design Transit has to say. Okay, let's dive in. We have an incredibly beautiful alignment that begins today as the sun moves into the gate 1 and the earth moves into the gate 2. Both of these gates are in the knowing circuit, so they are individual circuitry. They are highly intuitive. They're here to be different. They're here to bring change. They are part of the evolutionary circuitry that we have inside of the human design system. They both run through the G center, which is when it's colored in, when it's defined, is colored in as yellow. And the 1 is right here at the top, and the 2 is right here at the bottom. And so they have the qualities of the G center, which are the center for love, lovability, identity, and direction. So let's talk about the gate number 1 first. So the sun in the gate 1 is giving you all the energetic support that you need for shining your own soul light out into the world, because this is the energy for self-expression and for purpose. And so you want to be digging in for yourself and tuning in to a deep sense of purpose for yourself. Not something that's like what you do for work or, maybe something you've been good at, but a deep sense of why am I here? And what am I participating in? How am I contributing? What is mine to give, right? What is mine to give? It's coming right out of your heart. It's coming right out of your identity. And because it's coming out of your heart, it comes with a quality of love, right? This is not an aggressive assertion onto other people. This is not it's not that conflict energy I was talking about a second ago. It's about you being able to express yourself and being able to have this deep sense of being on purpose. Purpose is so important. One of the pillars of feminine sovereignty, pillar number 5, is about purpose and contribution. So now what's interesting is that we also have a full channel that's happening, because as the sun moved into the gate 1, we then had the full channel of the 1-8. 8 is on the throat. Uranus is in the gate 8, and Uranus has been in the gate 8 since last June. And Uranus has been toggling back and forth between different gates in the knowing circuit for a few years now. So I'm not going to dive into that rabbit hole, although I think I might do another video on it because it's really interesting. Let me know in the comments below if you would like me to do a video on the journey of the outer planets, because it's pretty amazing. Uranus is in that gate 8, and the 8 is on the throat, and it's the gate of contribution or fulfillment in quantum human design. So it's contribution in traditional human design. Here's our purpose and also our self-expression, and we're going to contribute it out through the throat in that great 8. And a note about Uranus in the 8, because Uranus is a god of awakening, right? God of change, God of transformation. And so here Uranus is in the gate 8, right? And he's like, what's your contribution? Can you awaken to another level of your contribution? Can you awaken to something that would be more fulfilling for you? This is a great time to be doing that while the one is fueling your sense of purpose. And those two can come together in a really potent way for you during this transit. So the question this raises is, where are you at with the contribution you're making to the world? And is it aligned with your purpose? And is your purpose aligned with your identity? And is all of that aligned with love? That's a great thing for you to be journaling on during this next week while this alignment is happening. Because of our cultural conditioning, very many people are working or they're participating in society in ways that are actually not fulfilling for them and may not feel really aligned with their purpose. There might be enough of their purpose, but it's not really this sense where they're going to get this deep sense of, wow, I'm really on purpose. I'm really doing what I came here to do, and I'm contributing to what matters most to me here in our world. So I encourage you to dig into that a bit. This is a wonderful time to be doing it. And even as you're navigating all these things that are happening in the outer world, whether that's the election or whether it's what's happening in the Middle East or whatever it is for you in your own life, things that are happening with your kids or, in your own workplace or your business, whatever you're doing to get aligned, right, with your own soul purpose, your soul's reason for being, this deep sense inside of you that this is why I'm here. And, very often when people come to me for human design readings, they don't really know what that is. It's okay if you don't know. But this is where reflection comes in. This is where exploration comes in. And in order to do that, you may have to step away from entertainment to a degree, because a lot of times we just turn to entertainment when we don't feel on purpose, right? Because they're like, we can live somebody else's purpose. We can dig into somebody else's story. So if you do that, and hey, I love stories. I read novels. I watch TV, but I also do it measured out, and I don't do it in a way where I feel like it's replacing my own self-reflection and my own self-exploration. So that's a great thing for you to be doing during this week while the sun is lighting up the gate 1 and Uranus is still in that gate 8. The sun in the 1 is grounded on the earth in the 2. So the 2 is on the opposite side of the G center. And so it's the gate that's pointing downward, and it's known as the keeper of the keys. It's also the I Ching name, or allowing. This is a very receptive and magnetic gate. This is the home of the magnetic monopole, which in the lore of human design is a single pole magnet that lives inside of the gate 2 in the G, in the heart center, right? That is drawing things to us. It's highly magnetic, right? It's a magnet. So the question is what's happening with that gate 2? Are you attracting what you want to into your life, right? Is the quality of that gate 2 bringing to you what you want, or is it bringing to you what you're afraid of or what you're resentful about? Because whatever you're most emotionally aligned with and whatever you're focusing your attention on the most is what you're going to attract in, right? That's what's calibrating the energy of that gate 2. So this is, again, another call for self-reflection, because it's like, okay, what am I drawing in? Right? And am I allowing in potentials that are maybe beyond what my mind can see? Am I allowing in new perspectives that maybe could even be a little disruptive for me in some ways? Remember, we've got Uranus in that gate of contribution, right? Could be kind of disruptive. Am I willing to allow in those new perceptions, those new perspectives, those new ways of seeing things? Am I willing to let it in, and am I willing to let it change me? As you well know, we are in a deep, accelerated time of change right now. We are. And so you can either kind of feel like you're at the mercy of it, like, oh, I'm trying to do my best navigating all this that's going on, but, or you can be like, how can I get on my surfboard, right? How can I really be in command of navigating this time of change? So it's a choice. And we are evolving out of that kind of victim mentality, right? So there's a lot of possibility for that. but we can also fall down into it. So watch out for that for yourself. What would it be like for you to really ground yourself, right? To really feel solid, stable in your ability to allow in all that is in your highest good. This is not about allowing in everything, anything that's coming your way. You can have a filter on that. I do. I have a filter, like I allow in what's in my highest good, right? It's not always what I'm thinking about or what I think might be in my highest good, but I'm committed to following my highest good, right? So can you allow in what is in your highest good? Can you allow yourself to maybe have something show up that was unexpected? Can you do that? And can you energize that gate 2 with positive anticipation, with a sense of good things happening, that a future that you desire is already on its way to you? Can you do that? As opposed to getting into that conflict energy, fight. I'm going to make things happen, right? Or can you allow more in? I know for many, many years, I really believed if I didn't make things happen, nothing would happen in my life. I really believed that. It's how I was brought up. It's what the culture taught me. So if you have that, I completely get it. But when we can actually use our own energy to draw into more of what we want in our lives, everything can change and you don't have to work as hard. So that's my invitation for you. And then starting tomorrow, just for 4 days, we have a really beautiful and auspicious alignment that's happening. We have another channel, the 1156. Mars has been in the gate 56 since October 26th and is going to be there through the 11th. And Venus is just going to be there for 4 days. So on the 6th, Venus is going to move into that gate 11. So let's just talk about Mars in the 56 for a minute. The 56 is known as the divine storyteller. It's one of 3 storytelling gates in the human design system. And all of storytelling gates are in the sensing circuit, which is creative, right-brained energy. It's experiential, it's expanded, it's more spiritual, it's more energetic, right? It's embodied. And so the stories that come out of that are not mental stories. They're not analytical stories. They're more about stories that help us understand what our experience has been like and what our experience can be. And Mars in the human sign system is known both as the god of war in his more aggressive expression, right? Which I would call the shadow expression, that assertion of aggression to control and manipulate, or the spiritual warrior, which is the more awakened expression. You can also be in a disempowered relationship to Mars where you're kind of like, I don't like that energy. I'm trying to keep it away from me. So I know Mars well because Mars is my ruling planet. I'm an Aries sun. And so I've been dancing with Mars my whole life. And I have really done my best to train myself into that spiritual warrior energy. Sometimes the aggressive stuff comes out because I have intense energy. It happens. But I notice it and I'm like, let me dial this back. So Mars in the 56, right? What stories are we telling about our experience? Are we telling stories aggressively as the god of war? There's that conflict energy again. Or are we moving into another frequency that can be the spiritual warrior that doesn't believe that we have to fight? We don't have to activate and engage with that conflict energy in order for us to evolve. And so that's the invitation, is to tell a story, right, in which that can happen. That Mars can be doing that. And you can be doing that as Mars is lighting up this gate, 56. Now, when Venus arrives tomorrow on the 6th, then we've got the divine feminine coming in, connecting with the divine masculine, right? And it's the divine masculine expressing a shadow, right? A power over an old paradigm, something we're evolving out of, or is he rising up into being the spiritual warrior? And then here we have Venus coming into the gate 11. The gate 11 is the gate of ideas, also known as the Conceptualist in quantum human design. But it's a place where we're just generating more and more ideas. Now, again, it's in the sensing circuit, so this is not analytical. It's not strategic. But it is about the ability to tap into superconsciousness and to be receiving new possibilities, new ideas, right? And so here comes the divine feminine saying, hey, divine masculine, how about a new idea? How about an idea that helps you step out of that conflict energy? How about a new idea that can help you expand into a more evolved and elevated expression of yourself? How about an idea that makes the old way of being no longer appealing, no longer even possible, maybe? What could the divine feminine be bringing in? I would love to have you share in the comments, if you want to, about what can the divine feminine be bringing in to help elevate the divine masculine. Because right now, Mars is under a lot of pressure from Pluto, which is saying to Mars, time to evolve, time to evolve, time to evolve, time to evolve, right? And here's the support coming in from the divine feminine, time to evolve, right? So this does not have to be negative when we can approach it. Refuse the conflict energy. Refuse to fight. Stand up for what you believe in. Say what you believe in, right? That is what democracy is all about. But you do not have to fight in that same way. Then let's remember, dear old Pluto is going to be moving into Aquarius on November 19th. And this is such an incredibly auspicious thing that's happening. I actually just heard, if you know Lee Harris, I was just watching his November energy update, energy forecast, which he gets from his guides. He's a channel. And his guides said, oh, in the third week of November, there's going to be a big flash of light and a big energy upliftment that's going to be happening right when Pluto is moving into Aquarius finally. So this is such a big deal for us that I want to invite you to come and partner with me and with others in our global community in the Aquarian activation and initiation. This will happen over 3 days. We'll start on the 19th and then the 20th and the 21st. We'll have some prep stuff we can do ahead of time, some prep work that'll get us ready for that 19th, because that's when Pluto is moving finally into Aquarius for the next 20 years. And then we'll be doing workshop style for those 3 days. And there'll be a VIP experience if you want to work more in depth with me after that. But let's come together and do this workshop together and really be creating the platform for us, the foundation for us as we move into this new age, where we can finally be letting go the vestiges inside of ourselves, as well as whatever's going out in the outer world, but letting go the things that have really kind of kept us chained to old ways of thinking about ourselves, old ways of holding on to what we thought made us safe, we thought made us secure, and now we're going, maybe not so much, where we can just finally be like, okay, I can face this, I can deal with it, and I can let it go. And I can step forward into a new way that is more about personal sovereignty. So Aquarius supports personal sovereignty, but personal sovereignty not of individualism, but personal sovereignty in community, which of course is what my book is all about, Feminine Sovereignty. And it's really about our ability to build our power and our strength on the inside, right? Which is why the first 4 pillars are all about the inner landscape. So we build our power on the inside so that then we can spiral out into the world with our purpose, our contribution, the way we collaborate, the way we communicate, the way we steward our world, all of those things, right? So we'll be looking at that trajectory inside of our own lives, and how can we be making this real for each one of us? Because I believe that you are here to leave a legacy. You are here to make a powerful contribution. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're going to become, an influencer on YouTube or, I don't necessarily mean that, but I mean a contribution that really is meaningful for you and for the people for who you provide it, whatever that is. And now is the time to step into it. Now is the time to own the value of who you are. You might be in the middle of your life. You might be like, wow, I've already done so many things. I've had my kids, I've done my career, and you're like, what am I doing now? And is my career really in alignment with my values and my contribution? It doesn't mean you have to leave your career if it's not, but how can you change it? How can you update it? Uranus is giving you lots of support for that as well. We have so much energetic support for us to be really elevating ourselves into New World energy. So If that appeals to you and you'd like to work with me, come and join us. The link will be here at the end of the video and down in the description. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and share it with your friends. Bring your friends to the Aquarian activation and initiation, and we'll all rise together. Many blessings. Much love. Bye for now.